Hi everybody and welcome to the match reaction right here on the Toon Review YouTube channel. My name is Paul. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get stuck into it, if you do enjoy the video, please give it the thumbs up. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do subscribe. Join this fantastic community right here on this channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show. So it finishes at the City Ground, Nottingham Forest 1, Newcastle United 3. And for me, one of the performances of the season. Undoubtedly. I think the way we played, the football we played today was absolutely superb in most of the time, actually. Yes, we switched off for their goal, but apart from that, nobody can tell me that we didn't deserve to win that game today. Eddie went with the same starting lineup as against Arsenal, which I thought he would do because obviously it was such a good performance against Arsenal. He didn't really want to tinker with the side, and given that we have an international break coming up as well, it gives the players who aren't away on international duty time to rest. Certain players like Joe Willock, who I thought was absolutely outstanding again today. We start the game very well. We go at Nottingham Forest. You know, they did try and catch us on the break a few times, which we thought they might do. I didn't think they sat back, but they did sort of try and contain us and then hit us on the break. And of course, we were playing so well. We were knocking the ball around well, but as usual, it comes to a sucker punch when we just switch off. Listen, that corner should have never happened that led to the goal anyway. You know, we know it came off Yates, who I'll come on to in a second, but it should never have been a corner that led to a free kick. And of course, Alanga floated in. Isak kind of switches off. He just stands there watching. Joe Linton can't get there quick enough, and it's headed into the back of the net by Murillo. And Forest, really undeservedly, went 1-0 up. But listen, you take your chances. You get goals. It doesn't matter about possession or having opportunities at the other end. If you don't stick them away, you get punished. And that's happened to us so many times. But I like the way we responded to that. You know, we didn't drop our heads. We still went at Nottingham Forest. You know, Matt Sells had to make a couple of really good saves. Bruno from just outside the penalty area. And of course, Dan Burn, it fell to him on his wrong foot, but he did force a save out to Sells as well. So it wasn't like we just went into a shell. We were still going to Nottingham Forest. I thought Joe Willock was superb in that first half. The way he was driving at the defence, I just love the way the left-hand side looked in the first half. Lewis Hall, I mean, what can you say about the kid? I mean, simply sensational today. Absolutely brilliant. Tired a little bit at the end, but rightly so. The amount of running he did today was unbelievable. So, yes, you know, Lewis Hall, superb. Joe Willock, superb. Joe Linton. I mean, you know, half-time comes and we're thinking, right, does Eddie Howe make any changes? You know, Longstaff wasn't really doing it in the first half. I don't think it was terrible. But when you've got Tonali sitting there, you think, could Tonali maybe unlock them or play a little bit better? But Eddie stuck to the same team. But what he did do is he changed Gordon over to the left and Joe Linton to the right, because I think Gordon was very quiet in the first half. Didn't really get going. He gave the ball away a few times. But second half, that first 25 minutes of the second half, he was electric. He was getting the ball. He was running at the fullback, causing them all sorts of problems. And then Big Joe on the other side. I mean, this man can play anywhere on the bloody pitch as far as I'm concerned, and he'll still give 110%, and he'll still probably give a 9 out of 10 performance. But today, just sensational, man. I thought everybody played well. I thought even the centre-backs that we were maybe a little bit worried about, yeah, they gave the passing was a little bit off, but the defending for me was much better. Much, much better. But Isak scores, gets us back in the game. It's a corner from Gordon, which is perfectly placed. It bounces for me. It bounces down off the arm of Chris Wood. Fell lovely to Isak, and he tucks it in the back of the net, and it's 1-1. And then we did not sit back. We went for the throat of Nottingham Forest, and boy, did we do it well. You know, chances came and went, but you felt that a Newcastle goal was coming again. And a brilliant move, gets the ball to Joe Linton. Joe Linton then cuts inside and hammers the left foot shot into the bottom corner. And you've got to be elated for him, because he is putting so much effort into the game right now that he is due a goal, and just a fantastic finish. Absolutely fantastic finish. And then the third goal, I mean, what can you say? You know, when Harvey Barnes came on for Anthony Gordon, I said in commentary, come on, Harvey, this is your chance to shine. And boy, did he shine. It was a lovely move. It started with his little flick in near our own box. flicked it on for Bruno. Bruno breaks forward. It ends back up with Harvey Barnes. And I think Matt Sells was expecting probably Harvey Barnes to pass the ball across to Isak. And Harvey spotted that and went for the inside post and in the back of the net. 3-1. Bob's your uncle. Game over. And you know what? We looked very comfortable today. I thought we saw the game out better than what we've done in the past as well. And that's got to give us so much confidence moving forward now. And, you know, I asked the question at the end of the Match Day Live show, you know, is the international break coming too soon for us, or is it coming at the right time? Some people were saying yes, because obviously it gives the likes of Joe Willock, etc., a little bit more time to get the fitness back again. But when you're on a momentum run like we are now, 3 wins on the trot if you include the Chelsea Carabao Cup game, we're on a roll and playing some very, very good football to go with it. So, you know what? You can look at it both ways. It's a time for rest. I think Eddie's taking the players who aren't going away. They're going off to some warm weather training for a few days in Saudi. And then we all come back and we regroup again after the international break. We've got West Ham at home. I think that's a good game to come back for, you know, despite what's happening to West Ham. Will they sack the manager during the international break? You know, are they going to be up for the game? But we will be. The confidence is sky high in that dressing room now, and rightly so. It was a wonderful performance. And yes, some people are going to still complain, oh, Longstaff did this and that. He was better in the second half. I don't think he was particularly bad in the first, but he was much better in the second half. And look, Tonali came on for Willock. The game was killed off, and we end up 3-1 winners. Absolutely brilliant. And I have no complaints about today. Yes, we've got to try and cut that little bit of a... communication or a little bit of concentration maybe. We've got to cut that out the game because we're conceding silly little goals. I mean, we shouldn't have conceded against Forest today, but it was just switching off for that minute second that gives the opposition a chance. And in the Premier League, they're going to finish them off, guys. It's obvious. But I thought apart from that, the football was brilliant. Everyone to a man today put in a shift, and we scored 3 goals. I mean, you can't ask for more than that. So it's very exciting times going into the international break. But there you go. Thank you very much for watching the reaction video. We are now heading towards the right end of the table as well, and I think that's absolutely brilliant considering the problems that we've had at the start of this season. Everybody thought Eddie was under pressure. Even he's responded now with some fantastic performances. And listen, hats off to Eddie Howe today, because he did change it at half-time. He didn't bring a player on, but what he thought might work was putting Gordon back on the left and putting Joe Linton on the right, and it did work, because Gordon was sensational for 25 minutes, and then he unfortunately got injured, and then Joe Linton on the right-hand side was just a beast again, and getting right stuck in. He was in Forest faces all the time, and you've got to love that about Big Joe. You have to love him for what he does for this football club. And he's had a slow start to the season, Joe Linton. He hasn't looked himself at the beginning, but now he's like a freight train again. Bruno in the middle, absolutely brilliant, battling away, winning everything, breaking Newcastle out onto the attack. Everything seemed to go right today, and you know, we have to be very positive and say to the manager, look, you were under massive pressure. There's no doubt. You know, people can say, oh, he wasn't. But he was. Eddie would have been under pressure, but he would have been feeling that pressure himself. But the fact is, he's overcome that, and he's beaten Chelsea in the Carabao, and now he's beaten Arsenal, a top 4 side, and Nottingham Forest, who are in the top 4 as well. So we can't ask for more than that in the way they've responded. Once we lost the game at Stamford Bridge, we shouldn't really have lost that one. But things have been much, much more improved ahead of this international break. So, you know, the tails are up now, heads are up, everybody's confident, and now we just have to wait for this international break to get lost, and then we can go again against West Ham in 2 weeks' time, which is something I think the lads will be very much looking forward to. But thank you very much for watching the reaction. As usual, leave your comments below and let me know what you thought of the game. We will be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock, of course, tomorrow night, live with the match reaction, match review, where we'll give you the player ratings, etc., and you guys can tell us what you thought of the game. But plenty still to come on the Toon Review during the international break. We'll have some transfer shows and some news shows and We'll keep it going over the international break. Of course, the England games will be live commentary as well on our Matchday Live service as well. So a lot to look forward to. But also keep your eye open for the Patreon podcast that Alex and Billy are doing. They'll put that on social media when that's available. They'll be giving their reaction over on Patreon. The link is in the description for that. So go and take a look if you're interested in that side of things. It just helps with the channel a little bit more behind the scenes. You'll get to see more podcasts away from the camera, and it does help the channel out as well a lot. So thank you very much for that. But go and enjoy the Sunday, guys, because finally we can enjoy another weekend of a fantastic 3 points for Newcastle United. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, guys, and a big thank you to our sponsors, Mamaroo Records. Check them out. The link is pinned in at the top of the description, or if you're ever in Whitley Bay, go and check them out. Lots of music, and I'm sure Steve will do you a cracking deal. So thank you for watching, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Take care.